The Kaito Files DLC is set to release as an expansion to Lost Judgment at the end of this month, on the 28th of March. I'm excited for it. My expectations initially don't go beyond anything the Majima saga attached to Kiwami 2 already didn't do. Remember that? Those little gameplay sections as Majima you got to play once you unlock them by progressing through the main story? While it was a welcome add-on to the already excellent Kiwami 2, you may have felt it fell short when attempting to emulate Kiryu's experience, and there were some odd design decisions that deviated from that, such as many activities being inaccessible, encounters being predetermined spots on the map rather than random when walking through the cities, or Majima's fighting style lacking in variety. In terms of areas that were lacking in the last time RGG tried this, it seems they've got it right this time, dramatically so, at least comparably. Not only will Kaito's fighting style be more expansive, but he will have two, Tank and Bruiser, both fitting for the built wall of a character RGG have created. He will also be able to participate in, let's call them, shared mechanics that Yagami also possesses, just with a Kaito spin on them. I am of course talking about his detective prowess being conveyed through his primal senses, functioning much the same way as Yagami's detective gadgets. Also, looking into it, it seems this will also have collectibles, so it is shaping up to be a way more expansive than a standard DLC that has been released before. The main area I am impressed by and really want to emphasize just how much hard work it takes to pull off is the story and all the aspects that are involved. First, the basic details we have so far about the story is that it is broken down into 4 chapters. They take place after the main story, and it is with several new characters all linked to Kaito's past in one way or the other. It is certainly a sizable portion of content we are getting. Some might say justifiably so given the price, but it is worth pointing out in a few details just how much work, consideration and effort goes into making these storied pieces. So far, RGG have showcased a short snippet each for 7 new characters, detailing their relation to Kaito and their voice actor. Anyway, that is 7 characters to match up to RGG's usual high standards. I imagine it is an incredible amount of hard work to create the high quality characterizations we've come to expect from these games. Characterizations including their personality, goals and motivations, role in the story, relationships with each other, and reactions to certain events, whether in the past, present or future. All of that in consideration, plus the general reactions to certain characters, events and environments must be carefully considered due to how interconnected the story and generally the characters within them tend to be. Lost Judgment and its side stories in the school already prove how interconnected these stories tend to be, as well as being testament to their quality, which I much further emphasize just how much hard work goes into ensuring said quality. Another bastion of immense hard work to produce quality can be found in the story beats present throughout the progression of the story. Many aspects must be formulated, crafted, and meticulously considered in order to meet the high standard of previous entries. Aspects like the main hook of the plot, the through line and how easy and entertaining it is to follow, twists, particularly ones that avoid dubious plot holes, how the information is revealed, emotional beats of the story, and the use of characters to create that emotional investment. What I've discussed so far is vitally important and arguably the backbone of the story, the aspects through which it will be picked apart and analyzed far beyond the initial release. However, there is a slightly more obvious aspect that projects RGG's quality in story presentation, and that is the mechanical setup of the story. Aspects for the directing, lighting, scenery or set design, whichever can be more complicated to get right in a wholly computer generated environment, sound design, and of course RGG's now famous integration of its Japanese and English voice acting simultaneously, with that requiring its own level of high quality directing and coordination. There are also miscellaneous in-engine interactions RGG have implemented into Judgment and the Yakuza series as a whole when it comes to experiencing the story while actively playing. Things like having these new and returning characters walk or fight alongside Kaito, sections where it's possible to have control over them like Shirasaki Sensei in the base game, and what has already been shown, venturing into the past in the story and all the changes that come with that, most notably the younger characters and the changing environment, like the 2001 Kamurocho from Like a Dragon. As you can see, what may seem like a smaller expansion initially in relation to the main game takes quite a bit of effort and gumption on the part of RGG in making. Although I don't think anyone doubts the effort that goes into making these games and expansions, it becomes easy to dismiss the amount of work done, or maybe not consider is the right wording here. Anyway, I think stepping into the expansion with all this in mind will temper expectations, and who knows, may set expectations below what actually might be delivered. Jumping into the expansion blind to these facts may leave some with the feeling of being shorted and questioning the developer's work. However, considering all we have discussed today, most likely led to an appreciation of a large amount of works and effort that goes into making these expansions, considering all areas, and most importantly will allow for the appreciation of all aspects of the expansion and the value for money it may turn out to provide.